Hello everyone, it is a Saturday morning here in Colorado. I hope you are doing well. I got on my flannel so I look like I'm Colorado, but I'm excited for today's show, Travel the World as a speaker. You get to hear my seat squishing around because I probably need to do something to it, but we're going to talk about how to make money consulting. Now, this is one of the biggest reasons a lot of people get out there to speak. And so we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to go ahead and check my sound really quick because I think something's a little off. But yeah, we're going to talk about how to make money consulting. Now, this is Travel the World as a speaker, and we're talking about two of my favorite things is speaking, and then how you can leverage speaking so that you can travel the world, grow your business, or build your authority. Now, what I do here on the show, I give a little bit of a travel story, and then we jump into our content for the day. And I think it's going to be some really good content. So we're going to step through a few things to make it a little easier for you to start making money start making money off of your speaking so that you can speak more, so you can travel more and do all the things. Now, this show is brought to you by iFind You Clothes. Yes. What we do at iFind You Clothes is we actually go out and research speaking opportunities for those who are wanting to get on stage. We send out 5 speaking opportunities every Monday. So my team and I, we get out there, we just start researching, and we do what you don't really have the time to do is the 4 to 6 hours of researching 1 to 2 speaking engagements. We take care of that for you, and we send it to you every Monday. So go check us out at ifindyouclothes.com. All right, so I was in the shower this morning trying to think of what cool travel story I want to give you, but and so it's kind of hard sometimes because there's so many things that I do that I don't think are really spectacular. But I wanted to give you one of my experiences visiting my very first national park. Now, I am a national park junkie, and I didn't introduce myself. I'm Phylecia. Hey there. I'm a national park junkie. My goal is to go to every last national park somehow, some kind of way. And I think I've gone to 16 so far, maybe 18 after last year. About 18 national parks, but one of my very first national parks was Yosemite in California. Oh my gosh, I had never experienced anything like that before in my life. We hiked up to Bridal Veil Falls. It was a large group of us, not a large group. It was probably like 8 of us. We hiked up to Bridal Veil Falls, and in Yosemite, you can kind of sit at the top of the rocks, just don't die. You can sit at the top of the rocks. And I just remember sitting there looking out over this valley and just being so humbled by how small I am in this world. I don't know if you've ever had that experience where you go somewhere and it's like, and you think, and the world is big, and then you see something like Yosemite and it's just like, wow, I'm like this big. I'm like this insignificant in this world. It was probably one of the most breathtaking things I've ever experienced. And it does make you think about life. I'm not going to lie. You sit up there and you think about how big the world is and how your impact on the world, and how kind of insignificant you are to how the world maneuvers and creates itself. It was a really fascinating experience. And I have to say, it got me hooked from that moment on. I have to take a little piece of tissue. I'm sorry. It got me hooked from that moment on. So I always like to go to national parks. And if you haven't gone to the national parks here in the United States, I highly recommend them. They are all so very different, all very unique. And I don't know, they just all touch you in a certain way. I was married in a national park. I was married in Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. And of course, we spent our honeymoon up there and in Yellowstone. Yellowstone is so huge. I don't even know. Just 4 days just didn't even feel like enough in Yellowstone. But I've gone to some of the desert parks, Joshua Tree. I've gone to Grand Canyon twice. I've been to Yosemite twice. Haleakala in Hawaii. Our goal is to get up to Olympic National Park this summer. Where else have I gone? We went to Saguaro National Park. Oregon Pipe is not a national park, it's a national monument. And just a little fun fact for you. So, if you ever want to know the difference between a national park and a national monument, so a national monument can be designated by the President of the United States, whereas a national park gets its designation from Congress. See, things I learned by going to a national park. All right. And I have not gone to any of the national parks on the, well, I was going to say on the East Coast, but I have gone down to the Everglades, which is fascinating. I mean, it's just different. The Everglades are different. So that's my little thing that I love to do when I'm not doing all the other travel. But I really do love going to national parks. All right, enough of the national park journey. We're gonna go ahead and I'm sorry. I'm allergies. Jeez, is it really that time of year again? It really is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into how to make money as a consultant, because one of the things that we can do as speakers is that we can rearrange our calendar so we can go to places like national parks. Now, one of my speaking engagements a couple of years ago, because it was near a national park in Canada, is a Canadian national park, Banff. I actually did I did two speaking engagements just so I can go to this national park. And we did the road trip all the way up to Edmonton, back down through Calgary to Banff. And then we road trip through a little bit of British Columbia, and eventually got back into Glacier National Park. So the whole goal was to kind of get to a couple of national parks, and we figured we can make Glacier work since it was there. So it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just to arrange a speaking engagement around. It was actually, yeah. Was it arranging the vacation around the speaking engagement? I think it was, or the speaking engagement led to like, hey, you want a road trip and go to some national parks? That's kind of how it managed. So that's why I want to talk to you. That's why I try to combine these two things, because the speaking lifestyle can lead you to some of these other lifestyles that you really are wanting. But at the same time, we have to be able to make money off of this, because all of this requires our time, our energy, and can require us spending some money. So while you're out there speaking and you're wanting to get on stage and you want to do all these things, you want to travel the world, I don't ever want you to forget that you need to figure out how to make some money. And so what we're going to talk about today is how to make money consulting. This is probably one of the number one ways to make money as a speaker. Not only just getting paid to get on stage, but to come in as a consultant for an individual, a small company, a solo entrepreneur, or a large company. So we're going to step through a couple of things so that you can add this to your monetization package when it comes to speaking. Now, I'm going to be very clear on, this is my definition of consulting versus coaching versus a service, okay? So that's where we got to be very clear on what we are doing as a consultant. We're not talking about providing a service to people, and we're not talking about coaching. Now, in my world, coaching is kind of working step by step with someone to achieve a goal. That will take time, and we could talk about that at a later time, how to make money off of coaching. But I want to be very clear that coaching is a step-by-step way, working with someone or an entity to help them get to an achieved goal, or a goal that they're trying to achieve. Now, providing a service is kind of, for me, is doing it for the person. So instead of coaching you on how to jog, how to jog, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm just going to go jog for you so you can just sit down. I know, really bad example, but that's kind of what it is. Whereas the consulting part of it comes into, you know what? Let me evaluate what you have, and I'm going to report back on the gaps and the steps so that you can achieve them. Does that make sense? So that's what the consulting part of this is. That is taking your knowledge to review or analyze what somebody else is having a problem with, telling them what you see, and giving them the steps so they can go and make the changes. That to me is consulting. Now when you go from consulting to coaching, is saying, you know what? I've given you the steps to get to where you want to go. Now, if you work with me further, I can hold your hand and go step by step with you, making slight adjustments. And then the next step after that is, you know what? This is going to be hard for you. Let me come in with my team and we will do this for you. So, just right there, this is how you can keep monetizing off of one simple thing. But right now, we're going to talk about very simple consulting. How to get started, um, especially if you're not yet ready to do, like big time consulting, doing reports and things like that. We can always start with just hourly consulting based off of your knowledge. That is what I do when people want to work with me. When it comes to speaking, I will do consulting hours just to come in and look at what they have and then give them a report on, like, all right, here are the steps that you need to achieve, that you need to work through so that you can achieve your goal. So, one of the quickest ways to start that is, I got fancy little things for you today, is you need to match your consulting to your speaking topic. And I actually have an error here. Let me go ahead and fix that. I know you get to see me work and fix things as we go. So you need to match your consulting to your speaking topic. Now, what we don't want to do is, oh yeah, I consult on HR HR executives, but I'm speaking on health and wellness. So we want to make sure that while you are sitting here, and especially if you're a newbie and you have a topic, this is where I want you to start matching your consulting idea to what you are talking about. What we don't want is, I've experienced this for a time when I was shifting over. I was talking about money, but I was consulting on speaking. There was a shift, there was a big gap of like, okay, how did we get from here to here? Don't be like me. What I want you to do is make sure you match, because if you're going out and speaking, people will want to know more about you. So you want to make sure you have a consulting package or title or something, consulting service that you can provide to somebody who says, you know what, we just saw you speak and we love you. I want more of this. So you want to make sure it matches what you do. You don't want to talk about something. You don't want to consult on something that you can't really talk about for real. And if you're talking, and if you have a topic that is based on maybe your day-to-day 9 to 5 job and you don't consult on it, maybe you don't offer consulting hours, but just in case, you'll be surprised how many people will actually just want to talk to you more. So if you go and talk about your experience getting $3,000 worth of scholarships, to pay for the first, quarter of school, you might want to have a consulting piece of that so people can reach out to you and you can explain how you can do that, how they can do that as well, and some certain steps. So that's what you want to do. You want to match your consulting to your speaking topic. We don't want a huge gap. Now, the second thing is we're going to set up hourly rates in an appointment scheduling app. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring up an app. I'm going to bring up the one that I absolutely adore. And that is Acuity. So the next thing is, once we've decided, okay, we're going to do some consulting, we're going to set up a way inside of a scheduling app so people can pay us and they can schedule time on our calendar so that we can meet with them. Now, I'm going to show you, what camera am I doing? Okay, so this is Acuity. I don't even know why that's there. So this is Acuity scheduling app, and of course I'm covering up the important stuff, but it's like it says, all you need to do is show up at the right time. Now, I love Acuity because it is simple. It is fairly easy to use, and the pricing is I kind of like the pricing. They used to have a free version. They don't have this anymore. There are others out there. I am only recommending Acuity because it's just the one I use. But find one that you know how to use and is easy to set up. Their monthly rates are $14, and you have a 7-day free trial. So you can set that up. And one of the things that I love about this is that you can, just get started right now. So I'm going to actually show you what it looks like on the inside. So the cool thing about Acuity is that you can go in and set up your appointment types. So you're watching me here. So you can set up your appointment types. And the way I do it, let me get rid of this, is, hourly video consulting sessions with me. Hourly video consulting sessions. So if you are an individual speaker and you're wanting coaching and guidance, I have an hourly rate for that. an hourly rate for TEDx guidance, things like that. If people want to talk to me about pitching a TEDx talk, so I just go in, and you don't have to be I've been doing this for years, so I got a few more things that I let people schedule with me. But you want to go in and just set up this very simple thing, so that people can connect with you, and this is what it's going to look like. If you use Acuity, you'll have your name. You can put your name, your business name here, and somebody can just choose how they want to work with you. I do 1 hour, hour and a half sessions to talk TEDx. Everything else is just an hourly rate, and then we're going to go into the next thing that I'm going to talk about. But one of the cool things about Acuity is that you can go in and they have these integrations, and you can integrate this with just about anything, Zoom, so that it could send the link with your FreshBooks if you are using a way to keep up with everything. But this is the biggest one you really want to pay attention to, is your payment settings. You can require full payment before somebody schedules with you, so I'll walk you through this one. So I block off the calendar. I love that. And somebody can choose a time to schedule a session with me. You put in your name, your consulting terms and conditions. Here's the contract, and then there's a pay now button. That is how easy it is to get started with setting up consulting rates. Now, the other beautiful thing about this is that you can connect this. You can embed this on your website. You can embed this onto your Facebook page, business page, and you can add it to the bio link inside of Instagram. So whenever somebody reaches out to you, you just send them this link like, hey, set up some time so that we can talk. Boom, bam, done. That is how we're going to set up hourly rates inside a scheduling appointment app. It is so simple. It is so simple. You have no idea, and you'll be surprised how many people will actually want to work with you. All right, so now that we've set this up, the next thing we're going to do is we can create package rates as well. Now, you probably saw a little bit of this over here. Now, I highly recommend just sticking with the hourly rate. You can call it general consulting on whatever your topic is or whatever your expertise is. I highly recommend just setting up an hourly rate, and if you're concerned about charging, start with what's comfortable. You can start with $50 an hour, 75 up to 150, 300. My hourly rate is 300. I have friends, their hourly rate is 1,000. Wherever you feel comfortable. And when I was in the raising phase, every fifth person that paid me, I raised the rate by, I doubled the rate. That's what I did. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I added $25, and then eventually I started doubling the rate. So if you're kind of confused or need some ideas on how to start, just start something simple. Every 3 to 5 persons that book with you, rates a rate. Now, here's the deal with the package rates. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. Let's go back to my appointment scheduler. Well, see, I lost it. I think I can go back here. All right. Nope, can I? All right, we're going to start over again. Oh, yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy. All right, so when we're talking about package rates, so this is what I'm talking about here, create package rates. So we just started talking about the hourly rate, but now we can start getting into package rates. Now, package rates are getting closer to kind of a coaching thing, but I like the package rates because you can adjust the amount of time you want to spend with people, or if you want to have a couple of deliverables, not try to do a whole service for them, but at the same time, I'm going to deliver an assessment or a couple of videos so that it can get you started. Now here is my hourly rate right here. So this is my hourly rate, and that's it. Somebody just books 1 hour with me. If it's coaching or consulting, I can do that as well. Now, when it comes to my consultation, I bumped up the time and I doubled the rate. The other reason I did this is because when people sign up to speak with me about speaking, and this is only about speaking, I give them 1 year access to iFind You Close. So not only are they getting the consulting from me, I will evaluate their website, look at everything, tell them where they need to go when it comes to updating or, launching their speaking career for real. But then I also give them access to iFind You Close, where not only am I, helping you, but I'm now giving you the next steps of what you can do so that you can start getting out there on stage. So that's how I've started packaging. You can start packaging in different ways. Be creative, but don't go overboard. Keep it simple, simple, simple. When I go to your page here, I shouldn't see any more than 3 things on how to work with you. That's it. If you have 5 and 10 different ways, I'm confused and I'm gone. 1 to 3, that's it. That's all you need. Remember, confused buyers don't buy, and make it very clear on what people are purchasing. So when somebody does purchase my consultation, our package, it comes with one of the services, one of the automated services that we have. It comes with me. And if they want more time after that, they can go book the regular hourly rate. Now, and this package service is very different because it is very specific to TEDx. I have a lot of people who come to me about pitching TEDx, and it helps me because when we're talking about speaking, I usually eliminate talking about TEDx because it's a whole different mindset shift. So I can't focus on it inside of speaking. So I have a special session where it's just talking about TEDx. And it's a longer session because we have to do a few different things. So that's what I mean by creating package rates. You can package your rates so that you can increase your rates and provide a little bit of service, a little bit. Don't be trying to do all the things for people. Remember, this is consulting, not being a service provider for people. All right. And not coaching. All right. So that is another thing you could do to create your package rates. The 4th thing is you need to set up a system to do and manage discovery sessions. Now, here's the thing when it comes to consulting. People are going to want to talk to you about what it is that you do. Now, we don't have time to go into how to do a sales call, but for the most part, a discovery session is your sales call. So now you're going to have to not only have a way for people to book time with you to figure out what it is that you do, but now this is where you can kind of do the sales call, basically. But you need a way to manage it. And I will go back to Acuity. The same thing. You can add something here at the top. I don't necessarily do, my discovery sessions are very different. I'm not going to tell you how I do them yet. But my discovery sessions are very different. But what you can do is have another thing up here at the top. No fee on top of it, where I'm looking at the wrong camera. I'm sorry. No fee on top. I should fix this, right? I really should. But there's no fee on top, and somebody can book a discovery call with you to find out more. Now, here's what I will say about discovery calls, and I'm going to go over to mine right here. I do a Q&A call for people that are interested in in joining iFind You Close. And so my Q&A call is 15 minutes. Now put a time on it, okay? Because some people will talk, or you will talk. We need to, you gotta start not talking as much and start converting a little bit more. This is going to come down to training and practicing. In the beginning, it's going to be a little rough because you don't know how to guide the conversation. But what you're going to be doing in a discovery call is not talking. You are not talking. All you're doing is asking questions of the person so that you can make a recommendation on whether or not you can help them or not. Stop talking. You only want to talk about what you do and the service you provide, and then you want to ask questions, and then you can say, you know what, my service is absolutely right for you. This is what I can do. This is what I can help you, because what I'm hearing, you always got to hear, do the thing. What I'm hearing is you are getting stuck with this. So that is definitely something you're going to have to practice, but this is what you want to do with your consulting call. So you want to make sure you have something in place to track and manage so that you can do your follow-ups when people have scheduled discovery calls with you, okay? So make sure you put that in place, and you can do all of this through Acuity or whatever scheduling app that you are using. Now, the fifth thing that I'm going to say is you need to practice closing. Now, I've already hinted at this. You need to practice, practice, practice. You don't want to be on discovery sessions talking for an hour or half an hour, and and if you are one of those talkers and you like to give, and that's the other thing, don't give solutions in your discovery session. If you give solutions, you just gave them the consulting session, okay? Don't give them solutions. All you want to do is listen and say what I'm hearing, and then I can help this because I can help that because I've worked with another client who had the same issue, and we put a few things in place, and then you spout off the results. That's what you want to do. Don't give solutions inside of your discovery call, because that is the consulting. Now, if you are one of these people who likes to talk too much and likes to give, you're going to have to practice not talking, or you're going to have to put some things in place so that you can stop yourself from giving too much. I'm one of those. I've had to put things in place so I won't give too much when it comes to the discovery session. So I'll maybe share that with you later, how I do that. I know it's a big old secret. It's a big old secret how I do. It's not really a secret. I mean, if you go do a free assessment, you'll probably figure out what I'm doing. Um, but what the thing is, you definitely need to practice closing. You need to understand what you're doing in closing, because the goal is to to convert people into your consulting sessions. Okay. I know I've given quite a bit, and I know it's not like the sexiest topic in the world, if but this is how you make money, and the majority of even the high paid speakers that I know, that I'm around, that I've learned from, this is how they make money. They make money off of consulting, hourly consulting, consulting packages. They also make money off of coaching, but they have consulting packages where they will talk to you. And consulting can be anything. I know people, their consulting is you have to fly to them for like $2,500 for 4 hours. You could get as creative as you want. You'd be surprised if people really want you bad enough, they will get on a plane and have you come there. And one of the other cool things that you can do, once you get popular enough or your service is so needed by people, this is how you travel. I'm just telling you, this is how you travel. Either you can go to where the people are. If you absolutely love working in England, you could start, you got to do some other things, but you could start providing consulting services over there. You could fly, meet with people in person. You can have your 1 day sessions. I actually used to do 1 day consulting sessions with people. We get together at a cafe and just kind of hang out. You can do all of these things and get creative with your consulting, but you got to start putting it in place right now. Now, I know I talked a lot and I felt like it was kind of dry, but sometimes making money is pretty dry. I hate to say it. Making money is pretty dry. So we've talked about a lot. If you have questions on anything, I'm looking down because I didn't raise my computer this time. If you have questions about anything, just let me know. Put them in the comment box. Of course, if you want to do a consulting session with me, I'll put it in the description box as well. But this is just some quick ways on how you can make money consulting. This I didn't set this up in the beginning of my business. I wish I had. I wish I had. I wish I had. When I had to reimagine my business, I started off with this consulting button. Probably one of the best things I ever did, because I got guidance that said don't do that. They said you should go for packages and things. But when I was trying to figure out what I was doing, this hourly consulting was the best thing. And so when people did see me speak, or they watched one of my live streams, they would just go click the button and have a consult with me. And I probably should start putting that in the description box. Reminder, to go and do that. So take a look at that. And of course, if you have any questions, put them in the comment box. This was kind of fun. I got a reminder of some things I need to do and update. And of course, I will put the links to Acuity. It's one of the scheduling apps that I absolutely love, but you have many out there. Just find the one. They're all the same. They're all basically the same. Find the one that's the best price, the one that's easiest for you to use, and the one that you can understand. The goal is to not spend 12 hours trying to figure out which one's the best. It is to set it up so that you can get paid. Boom, that's it. All right, so take care of yourself. I got to go do some other things on how to make money today. So I will see you tomorrow.